Okay, so we're going to kind of start at, okay, the first part is this is a presentation about the study abroad experience, how to reflect, market, and optimize your expanded knowledge, everything that you have learned from your experience. And so this is kind of a great way to kind of have this discussion, especially for the population of you all who are these wonderful study abroad students, because you bring so many different experiences, knowledge, skills from your doing your study abroad that we kind of want to help you be able to, how do you use those skills that you've learned, or how do you, kind of explain it or market it for you in your jobs, in your careers, as you are going to be graduating soon. And so this is kind of a great way to kind of help you with that. Like, how do you talk about the skills that you learned for an interview, a resume, or in a cover letter? So this will kind of provide you with this background. So let me go ahead. Just give me 1 second to get the slideshow going. Okay, so the next part we're going to kind of talk about is the learning outcomes. So basically, how do you effectively conceptualize the study abroad experience, understanding the transferable skills that you've gained from the study abroad, and of course, how to market the study abroad experience on like a resume or an interview. So that is the purpose of today's. So just kind of a reminder, you are part of a very small group. There's only a certain amount, only about 10% of all college students participate in some sort of study abroad experience. So that makes you very unique in a very small group. Reflecting on the study abroad experience, and of course, marketing yourself, the resume. So as I said, yes, you're an elite group alert. And this is a quote, kind of a good way to kind of summarize what we're going to be talking about today. To be unique in a group, you have to step aside from the people so as to build your own individual persona. And as I said, you are in the 10%. And so this is kind of a little bit of some more information about the percentage of US study abroad students by race and ethnicity. So what we found is that the diversity of study abroad participation has increased in recent years, but minority students are still greatly underrepresented in study abroad. And so we know that this is really where we kind of are seeing this trend. If you look kind of from study abroad and post-secondary enrollment, you do see that there are these differences in the statistics for race and ethnicity for participation in the study abroad. So that is kind of a goal now, is to get more diversity in study abroad programs. We also have the percentage of US study abroad students by host region. So the overwhelming majority of US study abroad takes place usually in more like Europe, with 40% of students studying in just like 5 countries: United Kingdom, Italy, Spain, France, and Germany. And so you can also kind of look at all the different trends from about 2014 to 2019, looking at kind of the regions where people are studying. The next part is, so the study abroad contributes to student success. What we find out is that there's higher graduation rates, higher GPA. So study abroad is seen to increase a student's GPA, and of course, more employable. 70% of companies said a global perspective was important for their staff. So you doing a study abroad gives you that global perspective, and a lot of companies are saying, yep, we want this global perspective. So kind of more about reflecting on your experience. So this is a quote from Rick Steves. He does it on the WUCF. He does those shows about traveling. He says, travel broadens our perspective. Suddenly the palette with which we paint the story of our lives has more color. So kind of some questions to consider. What did you learn outside of what you knew? Did you learn languages, courses, people, food, leisure time, the day-to-day? All this is important. Things that could benefit you in your career. Who were you before and who are you now? Questions to kind of ask yourself. For example, what do you know about people because of this experience? What do you know about yourself? What did you accomplish while studying abroad? What was the most significant change you saw in yourself when you returned home? What was the most impactful experience while abroad and why? Moving forward, I will blank in my career because of my study abroad experience. I like that one a lot because it's kind of a good way to look at what you feel like you can gather for your future from that question. So next part is kind of marketing your experience. So food for thought, a recent survey found that almost 40 companies surveyed missed international business opportunities because of lack of internationally competent personnel. When 95% of consumers live outside the United States, we cannot afford to ignore this essential aspect of higher ed. So US study abroad contributes to the nation also. We see that 36 million jobs in the United States are tied to some sort of international trade. 86% believe business would increase if more staff had international experience. Students who study abroad show greater improvement in language skills, and study abroad develops a greater appreciation of US culture and less fear of others. So a lot of great things come out of that. So now we get into, okay, what kind of skills do I get from this study abroad? So we call them the transferable skills because you can transfer them to all aspects of your jobs and careers. So the first one is language skills. How fluent are you in a language? Would you say beginner, conversational, fluent, proficient? I even say moderate, any of those terms. Or written or verbal translations even. Country-specific skills, like you had to be there, knowledge, new norms learned because you were in this country, learned about traditions, beliefs, anything like that would count. Universal cross-cultural skills, skill sets utilized when working with people from different backgrounds. That's a big one there, and cultural awareness. Those are all really important skills that you could use in a resume that you developed from the study abroad. Coursework and professional experience. Did you complete a project? Did you work in a group? Did you work and or speak with other professionals? So that's always good things to kind of add. And flexibility and adaptability. Was there anything you did not have access to? How did you have to pivot? There's things that come up. There's things you didn't plan for, but how did you pivot? How did you be flexible, adapt, and still get everything that you needed to get done? So this is kind of a little bit of a more statistics background on skill development that we have found from study abroad experiences. So we kind of broke them down into three. There's intrapersonal competencies, cognitive competencies, and interpersonal competencies. So intrapersonal was including intercultural skills, flexibility and adaptability, self-awareness, tolerance for ambiguity, and work ethic. And what you can see is that students had mentioned that they did feel like significant or some degree they were able to develop or improve on these skills. And same as the cognitive competencies, curiosity, confidence, problem solving, language skills, course and major knowledge, technical and software skills. So you see that they have grown in that. And also interpersonal competencies like interpersonal skills, working with others, communication, teamwork, leadership, they all were significant or had improved. So that does show a lot with skills. And this is also another one that kind of goes more into before and after a study abroad experience. So this was kind of from, okay, where did they feel they were before and then after they completed it? So some skills to kind of think about are like ability to work under pressure. People felt like that went definitely up after they did the study abroad. Adaptability, they were able to maintain their adaptability. Communication went up. We see confidence went up, creativity, decision-making. We see flexibility, initiative and enterprise, intercultural skills, interpersonal skills, leadership, negotiation and conflict resolution, which is really important, networking, organization, positive attitude, problem solving, relationship management, responsibilities, self-awareness, self-confidence, and self-motivation. So you see that overall, they felt like their skills had developed or improved since doing the study abroad. So where does your study abroad live on your resume? Okay, so hey, let's see, where do I put this? I got all these skills, but where do I put these all? Well, you can put them in different areas. I always tell, there's not a right or wrong way to this. There's kind of depends on what you want to do. This is your resume. This is how you want to do it. So here are some areas that you could do it. You could do it in your education section, your projects, awards and scholarships, internship, language skills, or research. So I will go through some examples of these. So the first example here, if you look at it, was this person put it in their education section. So here's their university, here's their degree, here's their minor, and then they put study abroad, Italian art history, May 2014, Florence, Italy. That's a way they could do it. On this one underneath here, this person did it as a little bit more in depth about it. They put it in their education section. They put, of course, their degree, their Bachelor of Science in International Business, Marketing, and then they talked about their Universidad Pablo de Olavide, Seville, Spain, and they did their study abroad there. And then they talked about it. Completed semester-long course studying international business in Spain, collaborated with several students of varying backgrounds to develop a marketing plan, develop intermediate level Spanish speaking skills. So that's a way you could put that there. You could also put it in your experience section, like your work experience, or some people will just put it separate as like kind of like a study abroad and then just kind of talk about it in the experience. So they might do like kind of like a subheader and put study abroad and then kind of go through it like this person did. They did like student leader, chose to go on the inaugural Israel perspectives trip with 23 other students, studied the Israeli-Palestinian conflict for 10 days while in Israel and the West Bank. Where they went, ability to see and study different religions, how they come together in a Holy Land. So that was kind of how they talked about it. The work experience is another place you could just put it under there. Somebody did it this way, said where they were at. So they talked about their internship like they did at Madrid Marketers and what was their role. They were a marketing design intern. And what did they do? They copy edited design documents before final review on a bi-weekly basis, created 40 flyers using Adobe Creative Cloud software. So it's kind of like you can see how you could do it in different ways. You could just put it under work experience, put the name there, or you could put it in a separate underneath the work experience, kind of like a subheading and just say study abroad. And you can kind of do it that way. Another one some people will do is they'll just put it under international experience and do study abroad, cross-cultural communication, China. Travel to China for 3 weeks, participated in lectures and discussions on Chinese language and culture, visit the cities of Beijing, and Shanghai to observe and compare communication styles between natives and non-natives. You could also put it in your skills and interests. Another way to kind of talk about how you could put these skills is in this section. I love the skills and interests is very important on a resume. You could put it again, a lot of people will put like their computer skills. So like PC, Mac, Adobe, social media, and then language. You always want to put language there. So this person said, I did advanced German study for 5 years, but I'm a novice in Spanish. I did 1 semester in Spain. So you could always do it with those parentheses if you wanted to explain a little bit more. And even if you said, I do beginner German, beginner Spanish, that's fine. I always say, if you have experience with the language, put it on. Others, project management, event planning, copy editing, interests, international travel. So you can kind of see how you could use this, all the different things and all the skills that we talked about, creativity, collaboration, cultural awareness, those would all be skills and you could put on into the section just for an example. This is another one. Again, you can see how they did it too. I did a study abroad here, put in the education. They also did it in the experience, talked about what they did a little bit further. Some people will do these internships, so they will have more like they were an intern or teacher assistant, or they could just do the study abroad. So you can see how you can put it in there. Some people will also put the activities and awards. So if you received a scholarship to study abroad, put that in the activities and awards. Or if you received a scholarship while doing the study abroad, put it in there. Anything like that counts too. So definitely put that in there too. And this one, you can kind of see how this person did it too. They talked about their education here. They also said they were a study abroad participant, what college they attended, where they were, San Jose, Costa Rica. They talked about they directly enrolled in a Costa Rican university, studied alongside Costa Rican students, lived with a Costa Rican family. And then they wrote their related fields and cultural skills. So they put their skills here. So they broke it down into cultural skills. I'm fluent in spoken and written Spanish, basic understanding of Chinese, easily adapts to changing circumstances. Kind of like an example of like how you could put it in the skills. And then talked about their relevant experience and just kind of showing you how you could write it into this type of resume. So quick reminder, not all classrooms have 4 walls, and study abroad, you have the experience to explore, learn, develop skills outside of a classroom. So not all classrooms have 4 walls. So you get to really experience that. So just kind of a little bit of information about UCF Career Services. So UCF Career Services, we are here to help. We do a lot of different things services we offer. We offer from major and career exploration, resume critique. So when you're ready, if you want to bring your resume into us, if you're not able to make it to one of the workshops, you can definitely come in. We have the career labs Tuesdays and Thursdays from 2 to 4, where you can come in and have one of the career peer advisors look over and provide critique on your resume, or you can also make one-on-one appointments with a career counselor. We also offer cover letter critiques, personal statement. So if you're planning on going to grad school, we also do critiques, LinkedIn. And we also offer grad school planning. If you're looking for jobs, how to find jobs. We also do practice interviews. So to get you prepared for those interviews, we can practice with us. And we also work with our Office of Experiential Learning. They do all the internships, getting students connected and developing those relationships with alumni and also with employers in the community. So we can this is really a great way to we offer a lot of great services together. So I wanted to talk about some free career resources that are available to UCF students. So we have what's called UpKey. UpKey is really great because you can, after 30 minutes, you'll walk away with kind of ways to build your own personal pitch, your elevator speech, like that 30 seconds, like, who are you? So when you're introducing or talking to an employer at like a career fair, you'll be like, yes, this is me. Or if you have an interview, it's a really great way to do that. And then we highly recommend that to schedule an appointment with UCF Career Services and bring your resume and pitch for a review. Then we can help you make it, kind of offer you feedback and see how then you can use it to win. So that's kind of what UpKey is. The other one we offer is called Big Interview. Now, Big Interview is really great because you can practice anytime for interviews. So it's actually interacting with an AI system, and you prepare for interviews with an account, including a resume builder, where you can also do resume building. Then it'll ask you like general behavioral and technical questions, depending on what type of job you're looking at or field. There's also mock interview tools to help you with delivery, expert craft answer building techniques. And then you can also recommend coming in to have a practice interview with one of our career counselors in person. So you can kind of get as much practice as you need. I also want to tell everybody about the virtual drop-in hours. We are still doing those until the end of the semester. So you can just come in there every Wednesday and Friday from 11 to 3. You can talk to one of our career counselors or career peer advisors. It's like a drop-in. So if you have questions about major career, job search, interview, grad school, you can come drop in. We're also still offering the one-on-one appointments. So if you are interested in meeting with a career counselor, you do that all through Handshake. And yeah, that's it. And yeah, as I said, if you have any questions, Adrian has my email, so please feel free to email me or contact us at Career Services. and we hope to see you soon. And good luck with the rest of your semester. And yeah, I hope you all have a great day.